Hi, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Andrew. So, for our addition to the Project Zero, we decided to go ahead and make a rocket that you could control. And we figured, the most sensible and realistic way to implement this was to make it a subclass of the body extreme class because it should also exert and respond to gravitational forces in the same way. And we already have the update and draw methods there, so why write code that's already been written? And so the only difference really in the class was that we had an additional update method that we called key update, and essentially that just applied a constant force in the direction of the key that was pressed using the WASD keys. And to do this, we leveraged the fact that standard draw implements the key listener and the key event interfaces, which made it pretty easy to parse what keys were being pressed. And we decided for the rocket itself to make it fairly massive. We made it a Death Star with Mars-like mass, and obviously then the force applied by the keys had to be pretty large. And this was so that it could be controlled in a way that the user could actually perceive as genuine control, because otherwise it would just get flung around by these giant planets around it. And so the way that we incorporated it into the universe, so in the read bodies method, we let that handle just the normal bodies from the file. All that we did was just make the array of bodies one spot bigger, and then in the main method populate the rocket into that. And then in the in the update loop, we just had another check to see, is there a key being pressed, and if so, apply a force on the rocket that is in the direction of the key press. So now we're going to show you how it looks.
Yeah, so I'm just going to compile, and now I'm going to, and so here's the simulation. As you can see, there's the Death Star. That's still subject to the forces of the sun and the other planets. But what's also interesting is that with the WASD keys, I can exercise quite a bit of control over the way the planet or the way the Death Star is moving. And when I stop pressing the WASD keys, it's clear that the forces of all the planets still are in effect. And so some ways we could improve this in the future is we could add bounds on our universe, because right now if the Death Star goes outside of those bounds, we kind of lose track of it, which sometimes can be hilarious. Other things we can work on are maybe adding in collisions and those types of features, but right now we've added the features that we thought were the bare bones to setting this simulation of the rocket ship up. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this implementation. This is Ethan signing off, and
And Andrew signing off.